Okay, here we go. Yeah, good evening, Naveen. Good evening. Good evening. Fine. So this is my Visual Studio Code already opened. Okay, I think my OBS is okay. Never mind. I was lost for a moment here. Disconnected. I'm back. Okay, so nothing great we have done so far. This is only 1 minute, people. There's some internet issue. Okay, I think my OBS is fine. Guys, I'm audible, right? I'm audible to you, correct? Okay, fine. Anyways, right, let me create two files. First one as a CSS file, another one as an HTML file. So let me say this is day 12 program1.css, okay, and day 12 program2.html. Alright, some of our friends are going to be new with us today. Alright, they might be attending this HTML for the first time. In fact, there are many people who are going to join us today. Yep, my friend, yep. I can understand that. Who are here from the non-IT background. I would urge them to please catch up in this series to us. Try to watch our past recordings of the first 10 days, wherein we have taught up to very ground level and most basic level, that is HTML and CSS. Alright, all our friends who have joined late, let me try to introduce you. Welcome to you all at the Code Ark. Okay, this is a full stack web development series. We are at day 12, and if you are new to programming, need not to be panic. Please catch up our past 10 lectures, 10 to 11 lectures on our channel. You will find them. In fact, we have the upcoming 2 days as a holiday. That is Saturday, Sunday, we don't conduct classes. As of now, abhi tak, as of now. Okay, so you can try to be in pace by tuning to them. Is it okay? Fine. Alright. Basics of HTML, CSS, let me introduce to you. For those of our friends who have been attending, the next 2 minutes could be repeated for you. It's okay, try to cope up. Okay, those who are absolutely new about HTML, absolutely new about CSS, just 2-minute introduction to you in a short form. Okay, HTML, it's a language, it's a markup tool, people. Okay, it's a language which is used to design the web page. But HTML needs support of many other languages, scripting languages, programming languages like CSS and JavaScript also to complete the design of the page. Okay, fine. So this is HTML. Any ordinary program of HTML, this is how it starts. Okay, opening of HTML, closing of HTML. Any web page is divided into two parts, always remember. So that's a head part. Head opens, head closes, and another part, that's a body part. Correct? Fine. Head part has many things to be coded inside, but the one which is often present in the head part of the page is title of the page. Okay, I set title as day 12 full stack. If you run this code till here by clicking on go live. Alright, guys who are new with us today, friends, we are working under Visual Studio Code. You want the same program, you can write using Notepad also. But Visual Studio Code is a very simple editor that helps the developer by giving some suggestion. Alright, fine. So if I could click to go live. Okay, here we go almost. Hold on for a moment. Okay, so all that you see is nothing but the title, that is day 12 full stack been set here. Is that okay? Fine. Okay, now inside the body I just code for one paragraph using p tag. So this is what I write. This is my paragraph. Okay, this is my paragraph, and you find the output here on the body of the page. Is it okay? Fine, that's all. Now this is an empty CSS file. I want to give some style to paragraph, like I want to set some background of the paragraph. I want to give some border color or border to the paragraph. That is achieved through CSS, because CSS is used to style an HTML element. Okay, fine. So here we go, paragraph. Okay, as per CSS syntax, opening closing curly bracket, name of the tag whom you want to style, opening closing curly bracket, and inside the bracket we define CSS rule separated by semicolons. Is it okay? Say I want width of the paragraph, or just let me say background. Okay, background color of the paragraph as, let's take a little light, let's take coral. Okay, so if I could save and go behind. Oh, okay, I'm refreshing the page, but you know there is a big mistake here. We have not included this file inside our HTML program, correct? So how to include a style sheet in an HTML page? We have to come inside the head part, right? Come on guys, be responsive in the chat section. We have to write, come inside the head part. Link is a tag. href means hyper reference or just a reference. To reference, we actually have to provide the name and path of the file. Now since we are working in the same folder, we will write just name of the outset CSS file to link. That is day 12 program1.css. Yes, by using link, correct. And relationship of this CSS file with an HTML file is, it's a style sheet. Okay, this link tag closes. You want, you can close it in a shorthand way, this way also, because link is a standalone tag, not a container tag. You want, you do not close and leave it, or you want, you can close link tag this way. Okay, so the choice is yours. I save this and I come back. You can see the paragraph is been colored coral. Okay, I want to set some width or some height to the paragraph, so let me style it using CSS. Say width, let's take 100 pixel. Height, 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 also let's take some 75 pixel. Okay, fine. So you could see it, this is how it has been set. Okay, the better formatting, better styling always include margin settings or always include padding. That's a good way, always remember that. Okay, but my work starts now. Okay, the first new thing that we learned today is how to set transition. Transition, first of all, is nothing but it gives some animation, it gives some motion or movement to HTML object. Okay, for example, if someone clicks on this paragraph, if someone even just places a pointer on the paragraph, alright, or if someone presses enter key by focusing this paragraph, some kind of animation effect should happen on the screen. Okay guys, why do we give animation to objects on the web page? Come on, what could be one big reason to set animation? To grab the attention, correct? Is it right? So that to make a user feel that this is something happening area of the page, something is hidden here, something great would happen if I could see it, touch it, etc. Some better information is present, am I right? That is to highlight it. I hope you got it. That is to grab the user attention. उसका नजर पहले उधर पड़ना चाहिए, correct? I hope you got my point. So many apps we use in our daily life. Try to understand there are so many animation effects that comes into picture when you scroll them or click them or move them, etc. Right? So that is achieved using transition. I hope you got my point. Transition. This is one way to set animation to HTML elements. Alright, always remember, one moment in between. Friends, do attend the classes with notebooks and pens. There are many things I speak but might not be present on the PPT. Alright, or maybe you won't find it anywhere else. Okay? Transition always ask 2 questions. Alright, minimum. Actually it asks many questions, but minimum 2 questions it will ask. Number 1, which property of an object or of an element, say the element is paragraph here, which property of paragraph you want to animate? Am I right? Transition is nothing but movement. So which property of paragraph? See, so many property paragraph has. Paragraph has a background color here. Paragraph has a width here. Paragraph has a height here. So if someone clicks on the paragraph, someone keeps a mouse pointer on the paragraph, so actually which property you want to animate? Alright, so that is called as transition property. Alright, say I want to animate width. I hope you got the point. Number two, transition duration. How long it should be animated? Okay, कब तक वो animated रहना चाहिए? Infinite? I hope you got my point. That do you want it to be kept animated infinite as long as the user is on the page, or you just want an animation or transition effect to last only for a few seconds or microseconds or millisecond? Okay, say I write here for example 5 seconds. Okay, so it will take 5 seconds of time for animation, right? So this is one part of transition. 2 questions. Number 1, which property of the particular element, which property of the tag you want to give a transition effect? अरे भाई पैराग्राफ की हजारों प्रॉपर्टी है. Paragraph has a width, paragraph can have border, am I right? Paragraph can have margin, paragraph can have padding. Do you want to change margin as an animation effect? Do you want to change the position from left to right or right to left? So exactly what to animate? Yes, you can animate multiple properties also. Width, height, दोनों animate करना होता तो. Alright, fine. So transition property and transition duration. Now number two, second question we always have to answer, when. You look, if I save and if I come here, there is hardly anything happening. Am I right? There is hardly anything happening here. So when will animation happen? ये होगा कब भाई? कब होगा? Transition कब दिखेगा? Animation कब दिखेगा? So you have to answer that question in the code. Paragraph hover. You remember last to last lecture I told you, if you give colon after a tag, that means you're talking about some property or some action of the tag, correct? Right? So you can write hover. Hover means what? If somebody clicks the mouse on the paragraph. Right? Achha, tabhi nahi, so maybe during focus. What do you mean by focus? If somebody enters some key from the keyboard, like enter key, I hope you got my point. Hover is a property that is achieved through mouse. Focus is a property that is achieved through keyboard, people. Alright, for example, if I am writing my name in a text box, that means the text box has received the focus. But if I am moving my pointer and my mouse has come upon this paragraph, means that property is called as a hover. H-O-V-E-R, H over or just hover upon. Alright, fine. So see, now the paragraph is not been hovered upon, but the moment I bring my mouse upon the paragraph, that means this is hover. Is it okay? Fine. So ये होना कब है transition? Output तो आया नहीं. Transition का width तो बदला ही नहीं. Am I right? So on focus, p.focus. Now you have to write width should change from, what was the original width? 100 pixel. So for animation from 100 pixel, width should change after animation up to what limit? So let me write here, say 300 pixel. You understood? 300 pixel. For those who are finding it little difficult to understand, let me do one thing. Let me first run this code. You check the output. आप output देखिए. It becomes easy to understand. I save this. Come here. I hope it is saved. Acha, focus. I'm sorry. I have written there focus, but I'm doing hover. Alright, people, you should have noted that. आपको notice करना चाहिए था. See, there is nothing happening. Right? We were checking output by hovering. That means by keeping the mouse over. Actually, it required focus from the keyboard. Right? So either you hit some key from the keyboard, or maybe you change it to hover here. So I save this. I hope you can see that. Am I right? So it's taking right 5 seconds. Check, it is taking complete 5 seconds to give that effect. Correct? I hope you got my point. Is it right? Fine. Say along with width, I also want to increase the height. Okay, what is the original height? The height is 75 pixels. I want to change it to 200 pixels. Right. So transition property, here you give width as well as height. Save. Come here. Oh, you saw that? So this is how it is working. And suppose I refuse, it shouldn't take 5 seconds, it should take only 2 seconds. Am I right? So the speed is this time a bit faster. I hope you got my point. The speed this time becomes a bit faster. Is that okay? Fine. Acha, you can set different transition durations also. Say width 2 seconds and height 3 seconds. Let's check. You see, width stop, but height is still increasing. Am I right? Again, check it out. Check it out. Width is allotted just 2 seconds, but height is still increasing. Alright. You want to give some background color. For example, background color must change from coral to red. So, which transition property you want to change? Let me say background color. Okay, and then on hover, it should change to which background color? Then you write here. Maybe it should change from coral to, say, blue. Okay, alright. And in what duration? If you do not give the duration, it doesn't give you the effect, people. Check it out how. You understood? For example, I delay the transition here. Okay, or maybe I set the transition duration here, say 6 seconds. Check it out now what happens. Okay, but the blue is still taking some time to become blue. Is that okay? Fine. So this is what is called as a transition property and the transition duration. Okay, there is one more. There's one more thing. How can you change that? Alright, say by setting transition delay. Okay, that is transition delay. Say if I write here 3 seconds, that means wait for 3 seconds before starting the animation or before starting the transition. Okay, so let me save this. Okay, so I keep my mouse over here. Look, nothing happened. 1, 2, 3. And after 3 seconds, come on, 3 seconds after I gave an hover action, actually animation happened, correct? After 3 seconds. So if I change it to just 2 seconds, okay, 1, 2, and after 2 seconds, after hovering, after 2 seconds, it actually started changing its width, height, and whatsoever. I hope you got it. Yeah, you can rotate it also, but for that you need to give transformation effect. Okay, how to give that? Acha, before that, what if I want to write all this together? Okay, what if I want to write all this together? So let me do one thing. Let me comment this part. Alright, understanding. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you very much. Fine. Good if you're understanding. Keep acknowledging. That really helps us a lot. Too much. Okay, so I give right just transition. This is a shorthand method, correct? Shorthand. Width 2 seconds. Height 3 seconds. I hope you got my point. Is it right? Background color. For example, I want again 2 seconds. And I want one more transform property, that is 2 seconds. Okay, now how transformation should change? So let me define the transformation here. Transform property must change to rotate. Okay, say rotate by I'm writing 360 degree. 360 degree. You want, you can change it to 180 or 20 or 30, whatever. Okay, let's see whether it happens or not. That's cool. Am I right? Check it out again. It goes back. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Let me refresh it. I think it is right now. Okay, that's correct. With spelling mistake, is it so? Where exactly? Okay, so was it working? But it was still working, I think, because HTML and CSS are loosely typed and it ignores. Check. Because with I could see it is still increasing, right? Good, you spotted that. Good, Akila, you spotted that. Actually, we should be correct, even if it still works. We should be correct. That's right. I hope you got my point. Fine. So instead of rotation, if you wanted some scaling factor, you could have tried scaling as well. Alright, concept clearly, right? There is one more property called as transition timing function. Okay, wherein you can try linear, or instead of linear, let me say you ease. Okay, ease. So ease is nothing but normal. Okay, just a moment. Let me remove this transform. I don't want this rotation. It is irritating me. Okay, I don't want that. Let me get rid of it from here also. Is that fine? Okay, so here we go. Done. Alright, now check what happens. We were talking about the timing function ease. Now suppose if I say ease in, what happens? It starts quick in the beginning and then it ends slow. Check. Understood? It ends slow. But if you write ease out, ulta ho jayega. It starts slow and it starts fast and ends slow, or maybe it starts end fast but starts slow. Let me say this way: ulta of ease in. Okay, check it out. I hope you got my point. Is that okay if you're able to notice it? Fine. Ideally it is okay. You want to use the timing function, you don't want, you don't use. And if you want to use in combination with a shortened property, you can directly write here as well, that is in or is out. In out is nothing but both, that way. Alright, fine. So this is, I can't say all, but most part about the transition. How can you set a transition? I hope you got my point. Is it okay? Fine. So we saw transition property, transition duration, transition delay. My friend, transition delay, multiple transition can be set to a single object. Is it okay? But sometimes it happens, कभी कभी ऐसे भी होता है, we want to define our own animation. Alright, say I'm working on some bouncing ball kind of game and I want to define those animation, ball bouncing up and down, and the height is gradually decreasing, eventually it falls off the ground and so on. Right, so if you want to define your own animation, you want to let me say create your own effects, you want to use that animation multiple times at any point, then the solution is not transition property but keyframe. Okay, now how to achieve that, try to understand. Okay, this is the keyword if you want to create your own animation, or if you want to combine different animations as one, we write it @keyframes. That's a keyword, people. You understood? @keyframe, that's a keyword. Why do we use @ whenever we want to define something? We make use of @. Alright. Otherwise, even @ has many more application. This is one in Java, CSS. Okay, since you are defining a rule, okay, or I am defining an animation. Let me name this animation as animation 1. Is that fine? Let me name this animation as animation 1. Okay, and what you want to do right here, आपको क्या करना है लिख दीजिए. Say I want, always you have to include two keywords. From background color, let me say blue, to background color I want green. Alright, so always from means 0%, that means when the animation starts. 2 means at 100%, that means when the animation completes. Alright, finished. This is my animation. Okay, this is the rule of my animation, and this animation I have saved in the word or in the keyword animation 1. Alright, now let's take a heading tag here. Okay, I want to set rule for a heading tag, so I make use of h1. h1 has some width. Okay, let me say the width is 100 or 200. Okay, it has some height. It has some height. Let me say again 100 pixel is a height. Okay, position, people. Position, absolute or fixed. Okay, absolute or fixed. We make use of relative. I'm going to come to position very shortly. Till then, try to understand relative means as relative to the screen. That is one below another. Okay, relative. पिछला tag जिधर खत्म हुआ होगा उसके बाद में ये output. That's called as relative. You don't understand? Skip it. Leave it. Until we understand these 3 types of position: fixed, absolute, and relative. Ignore them. I hope you got my point. Now write animation name. Which animation you want to apply to h1? So animation name I want is animation 1. Okay, because what is defined in animation 1 is there in animation 1. This is the block of it, definition block. Alright, and similarly you want to apply animation duration. Say animation duration is for 4 seconds. Alright, I save this, but you will find there is no effect happening here. The reason why, because our HTML page has no h1 tag, correct? Has no h1 tag. So let's code for one. This is an h1. Okay, it's an h1 tag. So let me write here, this is my my page. Okay, and welcome to my website, something like that. I save this, we come here. Oh, you saw what is the difference? We don't have to write for hover or focus. It's automatically happening. I refresh the page again, check it out. So from blue it is taking total 4 seconds to change and become green. This is the difference between, hello guys, this is the difference between your transition and animation keyframe. Okay, to transition आपको बताना पड़ता है, you have to specify when the transition should take place. कभी होगा वो effect if user places the mouse upon it, or if user presses some key from the keyboard, or if user double clicks it, or if user right clicks it. Are you getting it? So when exactly? This question is never asked by keyframe when. You just have to set the animation name, and if you want it to keep happening, ऐसा चलते ही रहे. For example, you see it is happening just one and stopping. It happens once and it stops. Neither did I click here nor did I place my mouse here. I refresh, check. Automatically it happens on when the page reload. Is that okay? Fine. Suppose if you want कि भाई वो चलता ही रहे, so you have to write here animation iteration count. Okay, animation iteration count. Suppose if I write iteration count 2, check what happens. From blue it becomes green. Again from blue it becomes green. So if I write 4, it will happen total 4 times. If I write 40, it will happen total 40 times. But if you want भैया चलते ही रहे, मैं रोको ही ना, चलते ही रहे, so you have to write here infinite. Is that okay? You have to write it infinite. Alright, check it out now. Blue, green, blue, or if you don't want to wait so much, change the time to 2 seconds. Correct? Blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, and so on. It keeps happening. Okay, so that is what is iteration count. How many times it should happen. So either you state that number or else you write it infinite. Is that okay? Fine. Acha, now suppose if you see here, I say animation fill mode. People fill mode. If I write forwards, okay, let's keep iteration count as 1. Even if you do not write 1, by default it is already 1. Forwards. Fill mode is forward. Remember, check what happens. It starts from blue, it changes to green, and it stops at green. Am I right? That means what? Forwards means what? Whatever is the final state in animation, that should be preserved. You understood? Blue से start हुआ, green पे खत्म हुआ, तो जहां खत्म हुआ है वहीं पर रुका रहना. So if I write backwards, guys, if I write backwards, that means it stops either at blue or at none, because it started from, I think, white. No? Gone. Am I right? So suppose the original color of this paragraph was, suppose if I write background color was suppose pink, or let me say blue. Now check. Okay, but it comes back to its original place or original state. That is nothing but what it was originally, that is blue. Right? So that's called as forwards and backwards. That is nothing but the fill mode. Hoping you are understanding. Everyone, please acknowledge in the chat section. Is the concept of animation and keyframes understood? And then more importantly, what is the difference between transition and keyframe? Right? In transition, we have to specify exclusively when the transition must take place. Kabhi hona chahiye. But for keyframe, you don't have to do any such task. You simply have to answer the animation name and it will keep happening right from the time the page is loaded. Correct? Understand? Okay, good. Good then. If you're understanding well. Okay, what else can I show you with respect to... Okay. There is something very interesting. To save our time, I have kept that pasted. Okay, see like this. Let me show you first this way. So for example, I define one more rule. So this is keyframe animation 2. Is it fine? Keyframe animation 2. Now from means what? Right from 0%, and 2 means when any animation is about to end, that is 100%. Good. Thank you, Sarvan. Thank you. Right now, I don't want that thing to happen. That means when animation start, there should be some other effect. Background color, let me say it should become aqua. When animation reaches 25%, I'm writing 25, you write any other figure, that's okay. So this is how I want to control. If animation becomes 25%, background color should change to, say, pink. Okay. And when animation completes 50%, background color must change to, let's take brown or blue violet. 75%, background color must change to background color. Okay, background color must change to, let me say, black. Okay, and if it comes to 100%, that means animation is about to be completed, it reaches 100% of its time. So background color must change to, let me say, anything. You want, you can set any hash code here as well. Let me take dark green. Is that okay? Fine. This is animation 2. I save it. Okay, but I need to call animation 2 here, right? Yep, correct. Okay, so animation 2 this is save. Okay, and you could see here, people. You could see here. Once again I refresh. Okay, that many time. Okay, and suppose if you want it to be infinite, is it to be infinite? Okay, duration I change it to 3 seconds. So you could see, okay, this is how it is giving an effect. Correct? This is how it is giving an effect. Right? Now sometimes what happens, we want this object to move from one place to another. So for that, this is your question, Naveen. So can we use many properties in animation keyframe? Yes, Naveen. I show you through a good example. How can you use many properties? You see, I am using here 3 properties. Okay, so let me define one more. Friends, let me define one more animation. So this is my rule 3. You check background color is one property. Left position is second property. Top position is third property. Naveen, is this what you were asking? I hope I answered you correctly. right? So at 0% I wanted it to be, I want these three properties. And when it is about to complete 25%, not only yellow color should be the background, but left side there it should go to 200 pixel left and 0 pixel top. Alright, again then for 50%, 200 pixel left and 200 pixel top. This way you have to work out with pixels, people. Pixels. If you find difficulty in understand pixel, let me know. I will teach you that part again, how x and y coordinates are numbered. Okay, if someone of us are attending for the first time, joining in the first class student, you don't understand 200, 100, 0, 0 सब कैसे होता है? So let me you inform us. I'll explain you one more time by taking 5 to 10 minutes of the class extra. How to position the pixel on the screen. Is it fine? So you try first. If you do not understand, then I will explain you. Although we have done it in short while understanding SVG, correct? Okay, so now you see what happens. Now you see what happens. Oh, it isn't happening. Why? Anyone? The top left positions are not changing. Any idea why? What we are missing? What are we missing? This is rule 3. Okay, let me change the name to animation 3. Okay, and we are still following animation 2 for heading 1, correct? So let me change it to animation 3. Okay, H1 must follow animation name, which is animation 3. So let me save this. Oh, good, fabulous. I think you can see it is changing its position. That's the heading tag, right? I hope you got more. But there are 100 of other things you can make it to do. Use transform. Okay, this part I leave it as a homework to you. The way we have used that one, where transition. How did we change transition to use transform and rotate it? Try to use transform also. Okay, we are going to develop one project in the end of the course. That means maybe after 4 to 4.5 months. But after understanding Python, Django, SQL and huge of CSS, JavaScript and all. Alright. So जब कभी भी हम वो बनाएंगे, by then you keep some logo prepared. Okay, say for example, I'm going to prepare a website which will be my online shop, like Amazon or like Flipkart. Okay, you will find their app or their websites, they show some logo on the navigation bar. Sometimes this logo animates also. You understood? Sometimes this logo animates. So you try with the help of this CSS effect, keep one logo prepared and keep some animation effect to it. I hope you got my point. Or maybe some imagination like an Indian flag unfurling itself, or flag of your country, whatever it is. Wherever you are joining to us, try to create some flag and unfurling it, something like that. Try to give some types of effect. Alright, fine. There is a Bezier curve whom we can give a shape of, linear effect of and all. But this is the basic first. Try to understand. This is the basic. If you understand these basics, then you can create any keyframe animation. Okay, fine. Alright, Navin, Krutik, Akila, Brinda and others, Saravan, are you understanding? Is that okay? If you give me a green signal, I will go ahead from here. Sure? Sure. Not yet? Want me to repeat something? Okay, thank you. Thank you, fine. Alright, let's talk about another property called as an animation direction. Okay, animation, check it out. This is a direction. Good. Thank you, Mohan. Thank you, Sarvan. Thank you, Wasim. Thank you, Krutik. Okay, animation direction. There are 2-3 types of dimension here. First of all, by default, normal. If you don't specify the direction, आप नहीं बताएंगे तो default direction is always normal. Okay, that means this is a normal direction it is animating. Alright, clockwise people see. Right, bottom, left, up. Right, bottom, left, up. The way hands of the clock move, clockwise. उल्टा चलेगा मतलब एंटी क्लॉकवाइज, तो उसके लिए फिर आपको यहाँ पे डायरेक्शन देना पड़ेगा एज रिवर्स. Okay, so you see what happens now. It changed. Down, right, top, left. Down, right, top, left, down, right, top and left. Okay, so this is how we can even change the direction, control the direction. Alright, now suppose you want both, okay, left, right, and then down, up, whatever it is. So you can write here alternate. Is that correct? You better write it alternate. So this is how it started, and then going reverse. Okay, first goes in a normal flow and then comes in a reverse flow. First flows in the normal flow and then comes in a reverse flow. And similarly, if you want, you can also write here alternate reverse. Alternate reverse, that means first reverse then forward. So ideally it is both same. देखा जाए तो दोनों सेम ही है. The only difference is first starts normal first then reverse. The other one starts with reverse first and then forward. Is that very clear to all of us? Alright, fine. So this is majority of the thing about the keyframes, about transition, about how to use keyframe. Guys, difference between keyframe and your this one, what should I say? Transition. That must be clearly known. Am I right? Well, keyframe, it doesn't depend upon any action to happen so that animation can take place. Whereas for transition, you have to clearly specify when the transition must take place. I hope you got. Is that clear? Fine. Okay, now if I could give you some rough idea from our syllabus. Okay, with respect to CSS, we are still remaining with this part of the syllabus. Okay, what is float, what is clear, what are position property, the one which I use to defix relative and absolute. Okay, some of the display properties, inline and all. Okay, and then how to make a responsive page. Okay, how to make a responsive page, right? Now what is remaining in CSS, I won't take it as one complete session. We will study them along with JavaScript. I hope you got my point. Right, so from Monday we will start JavaScript. JavaScript will take time. Understood? We will try our best to make you write at least 50 to 60 programs during or after the class. Alright, so JavaScript is a programming. It is not a markup language or it is not a scripting tool. That means it's not a designing tool. This is what I want to say. JavaScript will take time also. We will slow down first, second, third day. The moment I realize you are having a good grip of the speed, will take over. Is that very clear to us? Fine. JavaScript will take around 10 at least sessions to be completed. At least 10. Fine. So that we will be studying in JavaScript CSS combo combination. Okay, 10-12 classes JavaScript के होने के बाद then we will come to Bootstrap to give additional effects to CSS. Once I teach you Bootstrap, you will love designing the pages. Bootstrap comes with a lot of ready-made designs, ready-made effects, ready-made templates, ready-made animation. You will realize ये सब हमको कभी करना ही नहीं पड़ेगा. You understood what we have done today, especially once you learn Bootstrap, you realize you might never have to do it. But it's very important for you to keep them learned. I hope you got my point. Give large and basic programs. Yes, Naveen, I'll do that. I hope you got my point. From Monday onwards, we will try to be specific with respect to assignment. I hope you got my point. Is that clear? Send attendance link. Wasim, I'll be sending attendance link sharp at 5 p.m. Is it okay, Wasim? I hope you got my point. That's okay. Take it. Alright, with few times still remaining, I would just like to give you an introduction to JavaScript. Okay, just an intro to JavaScript, people. That is how to write a very simple or maybe the first JavaScript program. Alright, so have a look, please. Here we go. I create a new file. Alright, I create a new file. And let me call this file as day 12 program3.js because JavaScript programs have an extension .js. Is it okay? So this is JavaScript. Hundreds of stuffs you can code here. Hundreds of stuffs. JavaScript has one special function called as alert. Okay, alert. First important point of the class today, although our class is coming to an end, अभी तक की सबसे पहली काम की बात, anything in JavaScript that ends with opening closing round bracket is called as a function. Okay, what is the meaning of function? I will explain you in much detail from Monday onwards. आज के लिए only keep understanding. Keep this much understood that anything, any keyword, any word, any pattern who ends with opening closing round bracket is called as a function or a method. Alright. Alert is one function who displays some alert message on the screen. There are many more ways you can display message. This is one of them. So I just write here hello. Okay. Welcome to JavaScript. Or let me write this: welcome to the world of coding. Okay, because actually speaking, this is from where the coding starts. You understood? हमने अभी तक coding किया ही नहीं. This was all designing happening in this first 12 days. This is actually where your coding starts, people. JavaScript. Is it okay? So alert box, this is alert function. Point number 1. Point number 2, mind you, every statement in JavaScript ends with semicolon. Alright. Instructions in JavaScript ends with semicolon. Even if the output comes without semicolon, we will always keep an habit of writing semicolon in the end. That is nothing but to terminate the instruction. It's a programming language. This was never the rule of HTML, correct? HTML never need to end it. But every instruction in JavaScript needs to be, or every line of code in JavaScript needs to be ended by semicolon. I don't know whether I've given you same example some time ago or not. But I speak again that, like in an English paragraph, every sentence is ended with a full stop. Correct? How full stop act the role of ending a point or a sentence. So every statement in JavaScript should be ended by semicolon. Semicolon ना होने की वजह से error आ रहा है, ऐसा कभी नहीं होना चाहिए. It's a bad sign as a developer. You understand? That's the most illiterate kind of error. People try to understand. सबसे गई गुजरी error होती है वो. Semicolon नहीं डाला और error आया. You understood? So you need to have a very good attention on that. Okay, so I save this. Now this is an external file. You have to bring it into your HTML program, correct? You have two choices. Yes, you have two choices. Either you include this file in the head part or you can include this file in the body part. Alright, अभी head में include करना है या body में include करना है? That strictly depends upon the use. Today I am including in head. Monday we will be coding JavaScript with HTML form. Then I will tell you when to code in body or when to import in body. Clear? Right? So how to do that? Try to understand. Here, not link but script. I hope you link is to import a CSS file. Script tag is to import a JavaScript file. Okay, it actually includes many more different type of scripts like a VB script and many other. We are interested in JavaScript, so I write src, source of the file. Attribute is src of script tag, not HREA. Which JavaScript file you want to import here? So that is day 12 program3.js. That's it. And script ends. Is it okay? Perfect. Script ends here. Okay, I just save this and I run this file again. You see, this is how the alert box looks like. And if I'm not wrong, we might have used alert box so many times in our mobile phone apps as well. You know, sometimes alert comes in the form of pop-up. Sometimes alert comes in the form of a notification if you drag your mobile screen from up. Correct? Fine. ऐसे तो कितनी सारी apps रहती है भाई. ये alert box है, ये confirm box है, ये prompt box है. So this is that alert box by JavaScript, and the same code is used by your Android also to prompt this type of alert boxes in between the app execution. Is that okay? Fine. Alright, let me send you the attendance link. Alright, that's an attendance link, people. Alright. And if any one of you new today with us, I'm sending you the link of our WhatsApp group as well. If you are really very regular or going to be regular, join our WhatsApp group because we keep sharing a lot of messages on the group. that should not disturb you. Okay, fine, especially in the form of assignments or current day activities or some kind of questions or some kind of notification, etc. You can keep the group muted. I hope you understood that. Is it okay? Fine. So that's an attendance form. Okay, a quick recap of what we have learned today before we could wind up the class. Come on, quick. We started with transition. Am I right? Transition is nothing but to give motion or animation effect to the object. Some light kind of animation. We have to state two things to transition. Number one at least, which property you want to set at transition and what should be the duration of the transition. Transition also asks you, CSS transition also asks you one more question. When the transition should be applicable, कब effect लाना है. That is when somebody keeps the pointer or when the object has been hit by some keyboard keys. Is it okay? Or maybe somebody when double clicks on it. So when this transition should take place. This question is never asked by keyframe animation. And the animation is brought into effect right from the time when the page is loaded or reloaded. Okay? Correct me in case if I go wrong, please. I hope you got my point, right? What next to be spoken? Then we started talking about how to define our own animations using keyframe keyword, @keyframes, and name of the animation, which we said name can be anything. वो आप ABCXYZ लिखते थे तो भी चलता था. The name can be any string. I hope you got my point. Alright, and in between opening closing curly bracket, you have to define the animation from or to, or at 0% what should happen, at 50% what should happen, and so on. Okay, the different animation properties that we studied was animation name, animation duration, animation delay, although I did not show you, but you try. That means if I write delay 4 seconds, after 4 seconds, animation will take place. Fill mode, forward or backward, correct? What else I should say? Timing, people timing, which is either ease in, ease out, in, out, both. Am I right? What else? Direction, that is either normal, reverse, correct? Normal or reverse, or it could be alternate or alternate reverse, and so on. Okay, there is a shortened method of writing animation also that you try. Try to do as much practice from your side, from your end. In fact, in this upcoming 2 days, Saturdays and Sunday, if you have missed out on any lecture, please try to attend our sessions right from day one on our YouTube channel. We'll try to put them all into a playlist so that it becomes easy from your end. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? I hope people are loving to attend. You are understanding most importantly. And if you really feel that you are being benefited out of this community work, then please do not forget to like as well as also recommend it to your other friends so that others can also be benefited. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? All of us? Okay, somebody was asking me for the solution of one of the program of assignment question that I gave you. I was too occupied and I'm sorry I could not reply you for that. Any assignment based question that is still pending from my side to be replied on WhatsApp, I'll do it soon. Is it okay? आपका कोई assignment वाला question है जिसका हमने अभी तक reply नहीं दिया है? We will be doing that soon. Yes, Navin, yes. Today's also I'll doing it. Is it fine? We'll do it shortly. Okay, fine then. Anyways, goodbye. Stay sound and see you back on